If I had a dollar for every time a client or a prospective client said to me, I just want to be in Forbes, or just get us on Oprah. This goes way back. You guys know I've been doing this for 21 years. That was the big one back in the day. Or we just want to be on Ellen, the Ellen show. Again, this goes way back. But if I had a dollar for every time a client said one of these things, something similar like this to me, without being able to tell me why, I could probably retire, probably tomorrow. Maybe it's time for me to retire. I don't know. No, definitely not, right? No, not time for me to retire. I still have so much more to say and so much more to do. But the thing is, with clients coming to you and asking for these big opportunities without knowing really why they want them, it's not really their fault. They are not the PR experts. That's literally why they're coming to us. That's why they hired us. And today, we're going to talk about how to dig beneath the surface level wish list and figure out what your client actually needs, not just what they are coming to you with a list of things that they want. So this happens a lot for us in the discovery call phase. And I always tell our community, if you've been listening for any little bit of time here, we support the PR community and other PR professionals through various programs. And we have our agency accelerator program and our pitch lab membership, which one is going to teach you how to launch, grow, and scale a profitable agency. The other is really focused on the service of pitching. How do you pitch the media and get earned media placements, like editorial placements for your clients, to help get them visibility in front of their target customers, help shape a narrative? And now the big reason why is going to be for AI discoverability. Earned media leads to AI discoverability, which is what is going to make us PR pros the top of the list of where clients need to be spending and investing their visibility dollars that used to go to PR and then sort of shifted to influencer seeding and getting user-generated content that they could run ads against on social media. And now with AI, large language models, answer engine optimization, that whole entire approach to getting discovered on large language model, answer engine platforms. We're just talking about ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, the top places where people are, asking for recommendations on AI and getting served up responses. Earned media, PR, the thing that we do, is super important and relevant again, top of the list, right? And so clients coming to us with their big wish list is not a strategy, and they don't always know why. That is our job to tell them how all of these things work together and how that the places they are featured, how they're being positioned in the media, the different articles that mention them, the list, the talking points that are highlighting certain things about their brand and their products that make them exceptional, different, help them stand out in the marketplace. All of that ties into a strategy for where they need to show up, what outlets are important, and even more so important in the era of AI and AI discoverability, which was not the same as the sort of top tier vanity outlets. Like if they're on Oprah's favorite things, let's say back in the day on television, that probably doesn't or didn't really do a lot for their AI discoverability. And also it's not an option anymore, although Oprah seems to do an annual favorite things list that ties into Amazon. It's like a huge affiliate, I don't know, scam. It's not a scam, I guess, but as long as people know that the products that Oprah is recommending that all appear, they all happen to appear on Amazon, there is a big affiliate revenue driver to that. And it's just this big symbiotic relationship between like Oprah's publishing company and Amazon and all of that. And that's fine, but that's not really helping AI discoverability. It's still kind of a thing, but it's not as like prestigious as it used to be. I mean, it used to be all anyone would talk about in my world in the product earned media place, like in getting press for products. I mean, we used to dedicate a ton of time to trying to get on these holiday gift guides and things like that. But clients wanted that because it was like the big get. Like if Oprah said you were amazing, you sold a ton of units, and now it's really just tied to having a presence on Amazon, which is all great. What we're talking about are the placements clients come to you and they ask for, but they don't really get a sense of why, and they don't understand the strategy behind it. We should not take the client's wish list at face value and then have them consider it a fail when we deliver amazing results that don't match that fantasy that they have. That is not a fail. We are the experts that understand how the visibility impacts how their clients or their potential customers or clients are discovering the brands and where they need to be for certain outcomes. So it's really important for us to understand the big why. Why do they want to be in these places? The real goal is almost never a placement in X outlet, or, like a specific type of media or, digital trade publication or whatever. The goal is actually credibility. It is discoverability for their potential customers to find them on large language models that are giving them recommendations when they ask a question. It's sales. It is investor confidence. It's validation. It's my mom will finally understand what I do. Seriously, when somebody gets a media feature in a publication, we have heard our clients tell us that they've been trying to explain to their mom what they do for years, but one feature in Forbes, Business Insider, Inc., Fast Company, and now their mom gets it, right? So there's that validation that also comes along with that. But what I try to tell our members in the Agency Accelerator, and it's really important when you get on a phone call, like a discovery call or sales call with a prospective client, and even once you are retained and you're working for that client, you are guiding them as the expert. You are the authority in how to secure earned media, how to position their brand in the market so they stand out among their competitors, and also how they can use the right kinds of media to work towards their actual goals. We want to discover their goals and objectives, and then we want to give them the tactics and strategy that we're going to use to achieve those goals and objectives. And that means we're stepping into a leadership role. We are the authority on all of these things. And even if it's a discovery call and that potential client doesn't actually go with you ultimately, it's fine because you are guiding them in a way where you're not telling them what they want to hear for the sake of winning the opportunity. You're really sharing your expertise and giving them a clear picture of what's likely to happen. I'm not saying give the entire strategy and all of your tactics away for free. That is not what we're doing, but we are guiding them and showing them our expertise that gives them confidence. Whether they hire you or not, they're going to go into the world and say, it didn't end up working out with us, but I had a really great conversation. I learned a lot and they really know their stuff. Those are the kinds of calls I want you to have. And part of that means that we have to uncover the real goals, the real objectives that the company has in calling you. And a lot of times you'll find out they don't actually know why they're calling you. They might have heard from somebody, I hate this so much, like you need to quote unquote PR your business. Ugh, I hate that. But they don't understand what public relations is for their brand, how it works, what is PR, what isn't, what's reasonable to expect, what's in their control and not in their control. So we want to start asking questions that will help uncover the real goal, that they have. Why are they calling you? What are they trying to accomplish? What's going on in their business right now? So some questions that you can keep top of mind and work them into the discussion. And even as you are retained with the client and they are launching a new product or a new brand or a new category of products, you can continue to ask these questions so that they can start to think about the goals, the big why. Why are they actually doing this? And that helps also show what success looks like for you, and you get on the same page as them. And then you can kind of reverse engineer the steps, the strategies and tactics that you're going to implement in order to achieve those goals. So you can ask something like, what would change for your business if we landed that placement? They come to you and they say, we want to be featured on, I don't know, like Baby List is in my world, in the baby and kid space, or we want to be in New Beauty or on newbeauty.com because our competitors were. And we'll say, well, what would change for your business if we landed that placement? Who specifically do you want to see this coverage? If they're trying to reach their target audience, you need to be able to show them that the publications you're pitching and the angles that you're pitching, the ideas align with what their target audience is for that publication, and that aligns with the who they are trying to reach with certain kinds of media coverage. Or you can say to them, what does success look like for you 6 to 12 months from now? Not just in PR, but in your business as a whole, and also in your life. You don't want to start going down a certain path that's going to create a lot of visibility for them that they can't actually handle, a lot of interest, a lot of capacity that they don't have. And you can start to see, they might not be actually ready for a national feature with themselves as an expert, because if they get that interest in their company at a national level, they do not have the bandwidth to actually support that increased demand. Just one kind of random example. I found this incredible guy on Instagram, and he is in New York. I think his day job is he's a taxi driver. But he's this Turkish guy, and he's just as sweet as can be. And he goes around New York, and a lot of times based on people's recommendations, but sometimes he just discovers restaurants run by small families that are just really exceptional at their cuisine. They're kind of an undiscovered gem. And people will say, this is the best food I've ever had, but the restaurant is always empty. And this guy will go in, and he has like over 1 million people on his Instagram account. And it's the way that he doesn't want them to know who he is or what he's doing. He's just a guy on, like you said, he's a taxi driver by day, and at night he is dining on his own dime. He does not want to be comped in any way. And he finds these hidden gems and he puts them on his Instagram, and he says, it's really sad because this is a single mom and her food is incredible, and she just opened this business. And I mean, it is like tear-jerking stories, because he shows the review video of the food and how incredible it is and how warm the hospitality was and just how welcomed he felt and how sad it was that there were no patrons. And then he'll follow up a week or two later and show lines out the door and people, absolutely loving these restaurants, and they're packed and they're turning customers away, which is crazy, but they're not really ready to handle the influx. And a lot of what he does is very under the radar. And so they don't know that he's reviewing until the review is posted and a flood of people come to these restaurants. So here they've been buying food and planning for barely any customers, and now they're packed. And it's like, they will say, we've had to close for a few days to try to regroup and get ready for this influx. So it's like an excellent problem to have, but maybe they would have said, we would like to see a gradual ramp up, and maybe give us a heads up and let us know that this is coming so that we can plan for it. But so that could potentially happen with your clients getting earned media coverage, where they're on a scale and getting visibility to a place where they cannot handle the increase in customers and the supplies that they're going to need, the inventory that they're going to need. They're going to sell out really fast. Do they have a way to capture that customer data if they have a wait list or a pre-sell or something like that? So finding out from them, what does success look like for you in 6 months, or, not just with your business, but for your life. And you might say to them, this is something that we need to build towards gradually so that you are ready to handle it. You are prepared. You can fill orders and not be, having all this interest and then creating a bunch of unhappy customers because they can't actually get the thing you worked so hard to promote. You can ask them too, why now? What made this the right time to invest in PR for you and your business? And then really listen to them. Listen for the emotion. What is the feeling behind that answer? That's the real goal. That's what they really want. They might say they want more customers. They might say that they want visibility. But when you really listen, you can maybe hear them describe how they have felt like they're spinning their wheels. And they have been trying so hard to get the traction they're looking for, but to no avail. And maybe you ask a little bit, you dig a little deeper and ask, what have you tried? What's the feedback been? And get to the bottom of why they are feeling that PR is the solution. You're getting the problem, the goal, the objective. What are they trying to accomplish? And that's going to inform you more than what they specifically ask for. That's going to help inform you, the expert, what the right goal should be so that you can translate their goal into your strategy. So the real goal that they have is likely credibility. And that could show you that you need to be focused on authority building placements, expert positioning. When they start answering the questions along the lines of, I've been doing this for so long and everyone tells me that I'm the best kept secret and I'm a hidden gem, and I don't want to be the hidden gem anymore. I don't want to be the best kept secret. If I'm really the best, then people should know about me as being the best at what it is that I do. That is a credibility gold, and you can work towards that with authority building placements, expert positioning that really sets them apart from their competition and shows how they do something their specific way based on their experience, their success path. That is how you can help them achieve that visibility through credibility and authority building. If their real goal is sales, then you want to think about affiliate opportunities. That is where you have a product and it's available on a platform that has an affiliate program tied into it. Like retailers have them, like Amazon, Nordstrom, all the big, Target, Walmart, all of them have huge affiliate programs tied in. They could also have an affiliate platform on their website. And now earned media placements that link to products are going to automatically drive sales because those publications are earning affiliate revenue by talking about these products. They can include them in gift guides. They could have them in best of lists. And the really cool thing now is that top lists, best of lists are also highly ranked. They're considered high domain authority, high value for AI models to pull from. So those have like a double benefit because they are going to drive conversions from that coverage, and down the road, it's eventually going to also lead to AI discoverability. So when the real goal is sales, you want to think affiliate, gift guides, best of list, and have them be really conversion focused coverage. Could be somebody using the product and giving a firsthand narrative testimonial kind of review in a media feature about the pros and cons, what their experience was like, how did it live up to expectations. All of those kinds of features work really well when the real goal is sales. If the goal is investor confidence, then that's business press. That is founder specific pieces, thought leadership around the founder, talking about the company, who's behind it, what's the big idea behind it, how is it unique in the market, anything like raising capital, and how's the company funded. All of that is going to lead to investor confidence and might not do a whole lot for visibility at the customer level, but it is going to show the investors that the company is getting the kind of media attention that shows the founder is a thought leader and the company is different, innovative, making a splash in their industry. And that gives a lot of confidence to investors. If the goal is validation, they need early wins and a ton of communication from you. A lot of times they will come from another firm and they will say, well, we were working with another PR agency and it was just not going well. And that might be true. It might also be that expectations were not set realistically and maybe it didn't align with what is realistic and what is likely to happen. But if they are a little bit soured by their past experience, it's our job to ensure that we are setting reasonable expectations and setting those expectations early, right out of the gate. I set them during the sales call. I don't want to give them some, ideal picture of what is possible. I want to give them what is realistic and likely to happen and in what time frame, so that we are aligned, so that when we kick things off and things start happening for them, they are fully bought in to the timeline and the approach and the strategy, and we're on the same page. They're going to come in with needing a lot of validation, which means that they want to see some early wins and they need to hear from you a lot. They need to know what you're focused on, what you're pitching, what's landing, where things could be kind of tweaked and retooled so that you can get a better outcome for them. And they are kept posted on what is happening and when, so that they feel comfortable and they know they are not having yet again another bad experience with PR. They are on the same page. They know what you're working on. They know when things are likely to happen, and you have communicated that, so expectations are aligned. You want to present these goals back to them in their words, not PR jargon, right? It's not giving them some answer that makes you sound really smart or like you know a bunch of stuff that they don't. You want to show them in clear words what you heard from them. You told me you want your investors to see that people trust this brand. So here is how we build that. And you're showing them very clearly what it is that they are telling you that they want, and you're letting them know what they need in order to achieve that. So how do you bridge the gap between what they want and what they need? Sometimes we have to very gently, very lovingly steer them away from vanity metrics. Sometimes they want to see like they're just tracking numbers and they're tracking, not meaningful growth, but just growth. Like if you were to run some bots on their social media account and they went from 10,000 to 100,000, they would be happy because that number is a vanity metric and it looks really good. But the reality is there's now 90,000 ghosts just circling their page that are never going to buy, they're never going to do anything. And now their page has extremely low engagement and it ends up hurting them. That's an extreme example. And, you probably are not even doing social media for some of your clients, but it could be, sending out a press release and getting a bunch of links to publications that are mentioning their press release. Well, the reality is those are completely irrelevant websites that are just news aggregators. They're not actually being seen by their customers. They're not helping with AI discoverability. There's really no value to it. And if they get some feature that's like this big, exciting thing, but it is landing in the wrong target audience, it's not even aligned with their customers or any of their goals that they stated that you let them know, here's how we're going to achieve that, then you are not actually serving them in any way. And you need to help them see the bigger picture of what your roadmap is. Like, you can say to them, yeah, Forbes is absolutely part of the strategy. It is on our roadmap. Here's the path to getting there. And it starts with X and then Y and then Z, and we work towards that. They're not going to roll right out of bed and just land in Forbes. Maybe they will, but probably not. So you want to help them see the big picture by setting milestones. Let them know the first 90 days, we focus on this. And then by month 6, we'll be positioned for those bigger targets. We'll see what angles are landing, what's resonating, what you become really known for, what you're getting traction for. And you are going to keep checking in with them regularly so you can say, is this still aligned with what matters most to you? Is this still the direction, the goals and objectives that the company has, so that we are working towards the things that are most important to the brand? And I try to really give myself and all members of our community this confidence that we are the experts and we know how the media works. We know that not all publications are created equal. Not all audiences are the target audience. Not all metrics are working in your favor. We want to stop taking that client wish list at face value and instead start asking the questions that are going to uncover what your client actually needs. And when we do that, we stop being a vendor. We stop being just like an independent contractor, a third party. We become an extension of their team. We become indispensable. That is the shift from order taker to strategic partner. And that is one of the most powerful transformations that we can make in this business. And it's definitely something that comes from confidence and experience and being a seasoned professional that really understands that when a client comes to you and they say one thing, do they really mean what they're saying, or is there something underneath it that is their actual goal? And it's our job to learn how to uncover that and to make that shift, and it's also something we cover a lot. We work on that a lot inside the Agency Accelerator. And, when we focus on getting to the strategic approach we take, the goals and objectives that we're building the strategy inside of the pitch lab, these are the ways that we're able to help our clients get better outcomes that are actually going to align with their goals and their dreams and the vision that they have for their company. And if you're ready to help your clients make that shift, you can learn more at generationacademy.com, and do yourself a favor and grab our free premium positioning audit, which is available at generationacademy.com/audit, which will take you literally 5 minutes and will finally tell you why premium clients are not finding you. And it'll give you the exact things to focus on in your business so that you can finally change that, because I want you landing premium clients. So much opens up for you in your business when your positioning allows you to bring in premium clients that want your specific expertise, and they trust you because you are the authority to do what it is that they're looking to accomplish. But it's our job to help show them what are those things that they want to achieve, and ask the right questions, and don't just take their requests at face value. We want to serve them. We don't want to just be an order taker. So again, grab the premium positioning audit at generationacademy.com/audit. And I want you to go out there and crush it this week. Have that confidence on your discovery calls to step into your expertise and really guide your clients in a way that impresses them, yes, but also serves them right out of the gate, whether they've retained you or not, because they're going to have a great impression. They're going to know you know your stuff. They're going to feel really comfortable around you and know that you are not just another PR agency that's going to maybe miss the mark, because you're just doing what they ask and not actually what they really need. So go out there, crush it this week. I'll be over here crushing it too, and I'll see you next week on another episode of Pitching Powerhouse.